Welcome back. My name is Tanner, and if you're new here, I'm your typical CPA who's striving to live a healthy and balanced lifestyle while working in public accounting. You might have seen in one of my recent videos that I just hit a milestone in my public accounting career by being promoted to manager.
For 10 years, I've been picturing this very moment. And now that it's here, it's exactly as I imagined.
So I wanted to take this opportunity to reflect and share why I've stayed as long as I have in this profession. As many of you know that work in public accounting, the average lifespan is about 3 years, which I believe is pretty accurate. From my own observation, most people tend to leave not too long after being promoted to that senior position. I think many of us know the reasons why so many people do leave public accounting due to the demands and stress that it can bring. Yet it's odd that there's so much negative press about the firms, yet people still beg to work there. An even better question is, why do people stay longer than their sanity allows them to?
I'm fine.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm fine. Totally fine. I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
To start off, I can't say every experience will be the same due to differences in work styles between service lines, firms, and clients. People always have their valid reasonings for leaving. You might have the chance of working with a poor team, poor client contacts, or get burnt to the ground as you struggle to find that work-life balance. But now, I'm here to outline 3 main reasons why I'm still here today. Number 1, the people. This is what you hear at every single recruiting event, and I'm here to tell you that it's 100% true for me. A vast majority of people join public accounting as a college grad, so you're surrounded by a ton of young people. My office is very big, and we have hundreds of college grads starting at the firm every single year. I can honestly say that a lot of those coworkers that I started with have become some of my closest friends. You really do build a strong connection with the people that you work with closely on a daily basis. Having those people that you really get along with when having to work sometimes 70 to 80 hours a week makes it so much better and manageable. The statistic for the Big 4 firms is that about 2/3 of the people are under the age of 30. It might not sound like a big deal, but transitioning from college to the real adult life is a big change, especially if you and your closest college friends are moving away from your college town. It's kind of fun struggling with adulting with people similar to your age that you're working with. You really don't see this dynamic anywhere else. Number 2, flexibility. This is likely that it won't come day one. However, if you can prove that you're trustworthy and hardworking and completing your work on time, it builds confidence of the managers and partners above you that you're capable of meeting deadlines no matter what time you work. Back before this pandemic was going on, I was definitely taking full advantage of this flexibility as a staff and senior. For those of you that follow me on Instagram @AccountantFitness, you might know that I did a lot of traveling in the past as a competitive obstacle course racer. In 2019, I was basically in a different state every other weekend for a race. What I would do is basically work a heavier schedule Monday through Thursday, and then typically work a half day on Friday while I was traveling. During the busier times of the year, there would be times where I'd be traveling for a weekend, however, deadlines still had to be met. In those circumstances where I had to work on the weekend, I'd have my race early Saturday morning, typically out of state, and then afterwards I'd head back to my Airbnb or hotel and log in more hours from there. This flexibility allowed me to work remotely all over the country and still be able to pursue my personal goals to the fullest extent. This is definitely something you can't find in many professions, and it's the flexibility that often brings people back into public accounting after they leave. Everyone knows that you'll typically work more hours in public accounting, but it's the flexibility that makes it all the more manageable. Sure, busy season can be both busy and stressful, but the off season definitely makes it all worth it if you know how to play the system right. I've been working in public accounting for 5 years full time now, and have never had a start time of when I had to be at work. Thus, there's more flexibility there of when you show up to the client, when you show up to the office, or now for most of us, when you log on online. I've always felt that I'm my own boss to an extent. If I want to take an hour for lunch, then I'll see you in an hour. If you can prove that you can get your work done and are trustworthy, managers and partners don't care where you're working or when, as long as the work gets done. Number 3, learning and career growth. At first, it can be a bit overwhelming at the rate at which new things are being thrown at you on a daily basis. And honestly, it might feel like this for the first full year as you learn how everything new that gets thrown at you fits into the overall big picture. What can be scary is that the rate at which you're learning new things does not slow down. To this day, I feel like I'm still constantly learning something new on a daily basis. As new challenges and learning opportunities get thrown at you, it only accelerates your growth. For some, the constant challenge of learning every single day can take its toll on people mentally and can force people to leave. That time could come where you're ready for that new role outside of public accounting, where you're no longer on the edge of your seat every single day. For others like me, we thrive on being challenged, as I truly believe that you grow and develop the most in the toughest of times. Challenging assignments are designed to push you outside of your comfort zone. The key is to be opportunistic when you look at new challenges. I think it's good to feel butterflies in your stomach. They can remind you that when you're uneasy in a new role or situation, it's an indication that you're moving out of your comfort zone, which means you're growing. So my final point here is to be flexible and open-minded when new challenges or opportunities present themselves. For those of you that are watching that are in public accounting, what is it specifically that is keeping you in this profession? Was it any of the points that I outlined here or something else? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. The goal for me from day one in public accounting was to hit that manager milestone, and now that I've done just that, it's time for me to reflect and to set new goals to continue moving forward. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you want to be sure you catch my next video, make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification bell. Otherwise, thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.